UK braces for humanitarian crisis in the next few months. UK families will go through some of the hardest moments in the country's history.
Flashy holidays and things like that, but when you're running out of the basics to get you through the week, that you feel like you're failing. You feel like you're failing.
They will be obliged to choose between skipping meals to get warm and heating, or living under poor conditions this winter.
Many of our families are really reluctant to come forward because they feel like, you know, it's they should be able to provide for their children and provide for themselves.
The healthcare department in the UK is raising red flags and calling it the next crisis, a humanitarian crisis.
I think that when we look at the NHS, we have to ask ourselves the question that why is it that so many people have made the decision to leave the system and to leave the work that they love so much? You have to remember that all of these healthcare workers sacrifice a lot of their own life to be on the line to protect the British public. So why is it now that they've decided to leave the job? And I really feel that all of the stress and all of this fatigue, these are all just outcomes of a system that seems to be running purely on goodwill.
Surging energy bills and gas prices in the UK might lead to catastrophic and unfortunate health crisis. Some reports think that the lives of thousands of children and older peoples are under the threat of cold, illness, and death this winter. Inflationary pressure, rising energy bills, and a health crisis on the horizon. That's what experts call it now, a humanitarian crisis. According to a group of experts, the Resolution Foundation, the UK will witness the biggest drop in living standards in a century. The humanitarian crisis is escalating at a faster pace than ever seen before. Thousands of British citizens will either endure cold and deplorable living conditions or go hungry during the long winter nights. In this video, we will reveal the hard truth that threatens the standard of living of British families, its causes, and its long-term results. But before moving on, don't forget to subscribe to Financial Countdown and ring the bell to be notified when new content comes out. Stay until the end of the video because we will reveal how the new government is preparing to face the collapse that is coming. The Resolution Foundation's group of experts published a frightening report on rising energy bills and their consequences on living standards. According to the group's experts, rising energy bills are most likely to increase this winter and shortly due to rising inflation and energy costs. These aggressive increases by the regulations will in turn cause a significant increase in the number of people who live in absolute poverty. According to the Foundation, the total number of people who live in absolute poverty is 11 million. This figure is expected to rise by 3 million over the next 2 years. No one can deny the fact that the British economy is facing some hard difficulties starting from July 2022. The UK pound had posted its lowest prices compared to the US dollar, the lowest level since 1985. The market analysis believes that the inflation rate will increase to 18% at the end of this year, On top of that, the regulators are set to announce the new energy bills this week. This will mean one or two things, and both are against economic growth and rebound. The sharp increase in energy bills and poverty numbers will put massive pressure on British families. According to the Institute for Health Equity, children and older peoples will be the first victims of soaring energy bills. There will be a 10% decline in total household living standards in the UK, meaning a reduction in heat or food conditions in one of the booths. The Institute for Health Equity released another alarming report that suggests saving energy will cause serious health issues among children and older people. Children in the British community will face serious educational and health problems, including lung damage and brain damage. If the new Prime Minister, Liz Truss, doesn't take action immediately, things will collapse sooner than expected. In the past week, energy companies and Labour and Liberal Democrats have suggested the idea of freezing the bills. This week, the Prime Minister announced that the government is prepared to commit £150 billion to shield households and businesses from soaring energy bills. The big question on most people's minds now is, will these measures be enough to get us through the winter without increasing poverty, health problems, and stopping the British collapse? You can leave your thoughts in the comments box below.